Good evening, everyone. This is Jean. I'm here in Upcolly Falls, about to start the Summoner job quest. I'm mostly doing this for my retainer that's going to take on the Summoner job later on as I get her leveled. This isn't really for me because this isn't my main class, but as you can see, I'm already 70, but that's mostly because of my Scholar, which I do play, and those two classes are in sync with one another. But I might as well go ahead and get the final skill, which is Summon Bahamut. So that's my main reason for doing these. I had an FC mate to give me her rotation, so I am working on that. It is not going to be perfected, so if I screw up, I am immensely sorry. Do not flame me, send me hate mail, or any of that mess. I am working on it, but like I said, this isn't one of my mains, so don't expect that I'm going to play this a lot. But I had her at least to give me her basic rundown of what summoners go through now, considering all the changes that they've went through from Heaven's Ward to Stormblood. But anyways, let's get started with the first job quest, shall we? Hello, Yumitra. A book with bite. Yumitra has the most fascinating news for you. Bryce, I've had the most fascinating news. Okay. 'Twould seem that the ruins of ancient Alag have yielded to us a tome containing unknown secrets of the summoner's art. The tome in question is currently being kept under Ambrose's watchful gaze at our dig site in Mordona. I'll be heading there shortly myself, but I would not begrudge you an earlier peek. So, off to Mordona. We haven't been there in a while. Okay, St. Conarx is this way, towards the Singing Shards. And since I can't fly, I'll use one of my non-flying mounts. Good old Xanthos. Looks like the gloom is in full effect here today. Here's the man of the hour, Mr. Ambrose. Ah, I thought you might be along. Here, Bryce, a prize such as this should be in your keeping. We uncovered it not terribly far from where we excavated the evoker's attire. I've judged the tome to be some manner of manual for summoning magic, but alas, I was unable to decipher the writings. 'Tis fortunate, then, that a task falls directly within Yumitra's field of expertise. Speaking of which, would you mind taking the book to her yourself? She sent word that she had been held up by some dreary business in Revenant's Toll. Pray do be careful. There she is. My apologies. A trifling but unavoidable matter prevented me from making directly for the dig site. Now, shall we take a closer look at this Allegan tome? Sorry. Oh my gosh. An ancient tome of alien origin recently unearthed near St. Connacht's Find. Oh my, 'tis rather more shabby than what I've come to expect from the general works of a log. But let's not be discouraged. The content is truly what matters. Is what truly matters. Sorry. A fine observation. Principia, at your service. I am a humbly familiar with the doctrine of summoning. Have we awoken a sentient tome from some ancient library? Bryce, we must keep it contained. Have I somehow given offense? Strange, for I am not equipped with offensive capabilities. Imparting the art of summoning is my function. An instructional manual is my form. A manual, you say? Correct. When opened in the presence of summoners, I am bound to awaken and share with them the secrets of summoning. The young master there is in possession of the active soul crystal, yes? Mm-hmm. 'Twas the soul crystal that awoke you? Correct. Only one who carries a soul crystal and has bathed in the aether of an icon may wield the powers of a summoner. I sensed one worthy of instruction and was thus compelled to introduce myself. Icon, that is the alien word for primal. Excuse my need to clarify the obvious, but you are a construct created to teach summoning magics to any potential student you encounter? Why would the ancients have deemed such a thing necessary? Summoning came unto being for the purpose of eliminating beings, specifically those beings known as icons, primals. Once these entities have all been vanquished, however, new Eggy cannot be harnessed. Old summoners perish, and so too does their art. It was upon glimpsing this bleak future that a certain master summoner set about crafting yours truly. Inscribed with the art of tremendous power, I exist to teach others how to safeguard their existence. Fascinating. Your creation speaks to the heart of the discipline's rarity. Summoning harnesses the power of primals for the sole purpose of destroying them, and new summoners arise only in an age when primals are rife. With the absence of living mentors, a true succession of the art is never achieved. Principia, are you then to instruct Bryce in the lost arts of the log? I am eager to oblige, but there are certain obligations. Ere the seal upon my higher knowledge can be unlocked, the student must first overcome the 3 challenges I am ensorcelled to present. Well, considering how it refers to primals as icons, I am inclined to believe that we have an authentic alien relic on our hands. What say you, Bryce? Will you undertake these challenges? The first challenge is a test of power. This trial is designed to evaluate the raw magnitude of your arcane talent by pitting you against a predetermined opponent of carefully measured fortitude, also known as a I manifest a monster and you fight it. I'm sorry, but that's funny. Mayhap not terribly wise to attempt that in the middle of town. Why don't we find ourselves a less populated area out near the singing sharks? Alright. Now for this, I am going to summon my chocobo. Okay. So they are over this way. Alright. I haven't been this way in a while. It's not like I'm in this area anyway. Let's see. Yep, it's up here. Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So I don't screw up my rotation, or try my best not to. Anyways. Speak with Principia in North Silvertier and complete the first challenge. Shall we begin the test of power, Master? Master? You treat your pupil as a superior Principia? Such was the way that I was written. Ah, and if my full name begins to tire your tongue, you are welcome to call me Prin or Pia. Ooh, I rather like Prin. I mean, let us proceed with the challenge. And here's that devil. Alright, let's see. Oh, that took no time at all. But then again, I'm not at level 60, so I have a little bit more of an advantage. A crushing victory, Bryce. Who could argue the potential of modern summoning after that display? You have bested the first challenge, Master. There are few summoners in a log's long history who boasted this degree of native might. Furthermore, that you have achieved such potency through naught but the study of ancient wisdom is simply astonishing. With a little polish to your technique, guiding you to loftier heights of power should be astonishingly simple. I thought Bryce's technique more than sufficiently polished, but you say there is room for improvement? I see we shall have to adjust our yalmstick for perfection if we are to rival the practitioners of the past. Indeed, if you would know more of past practices, then you need only ask. Actually, I do have a question for you, if you would indulge me, Bryce. Prin, in which age were you created? You appear to lack the technological advancements that were predominant in constructs in the latter days of a log civilization. Another excellent observation. I was penned by Master Sari, a preeminent summoner of his time. He was, in fact, likely the last master summoner of the Allegan Empire's reign. Were I to date myself by your culture's notion of history, my creation would have taken place at a point just before the Empire's collapse, in other words, solidly within the richest era of aetherchemical discovery. One might reasonably wonder why this wonderful science was excluded from my invention, and I assure you there is a reason. In the beginning, the Allegans rose to superiority through their mastery of magecraft. It is told that the very first wielders of summoning magic made do with grimoires fashioned of leather and ink and parchment. There came an ever-tipping point, however, when the mundane sciences began to progress with ever-growing rapidity. Rapidity? Yeah, rapidity. Okay. These advances were married with the arcane and aetherchemical technology was born. Even as the harnessing of lightning energies gave rise to new recording mediums, techniques were developed that allowed complex arcane geometries to be instantly plotted. Traditional grimoires were replaced by devastatingly efficient and elegant weapons. The convenience of these tools, however, did not lend themselves well to the instruction of initiates. Beyond such considerations, the new mediums could not be produced without dedicated machinery, and their manufacture was no simple matter. And so the summoner who breathed life into you decided that tombstones and the like were not the ideal method for passing on his acclimated wisdom. Correct. He chose me for the primitive form of a book, and inscribed within my pages a bounty of potent incantations that required no machine to be cast. Thank you, Prim. I thought only to satisfy my academic curiosity, but I found myself swept up in your description of the past. You truly are the creation of an incredible age. And thank you for your patience, Bryce. Shall we return to Gridania? Well done, Bryce. We are one step closer to revealing a new secret of ancient Alog. Prin will issue the next challenge after you've had the chance to review your studies and hone your abilities to a new level of perfection. I've decided to keep the familiar here at my side for the moment. Even with as many wonders as Eorzea holds, folk tend to pin it at the sight of a fanged tome that jumps around of its own accord. Well, yeah, 'cause it looks like a daggone mimic. Oh, and pay no mind to Captain Wolf. He obviously wishes to secure my services for some matter, for some task or another, but we have more important matters to attend to. And that will conclude the very first quest. The other quests will be coming forthwith, so look forward to them.